Hello and welcome back to the Ironman challenge. Now, when we left off, we kind of suffered a bit of another one of those defeats, isn't it? Yes, another one of those defeats. Thankfully, I did not die. I was able to retreat, and we escaped relatively well. Now, we have since then made peace with the Khergit Khanate, which is actually kind of weird. I actually did not realize that we had made peace with them. And I think that's probably because Sanyar Khan himself was taken prisoner. And I think the Khergits were like, okay, what do we do now? What do we do now, guys? We're panicking. We have no idea what to do. And so they basically just made peace as a result of that. I'm pretty sure that's what happened anyway. So yeah, that is kind of interesting because now we can concentrate on the quite obvious enemy that has now presented itself. The Nords. Yes, the Nords have now declared war against us, so we will be fighting them. And you can see here that I am currently embroiled in a battle alongside our Marshal himself, Boyar Doru. And I thought I might help him out a little bit against this guy. We were outnumbering him pretty significantly anyway, so it's not really a big deal. Anyway, there you go. We were able to get a little bit of relation with him, which is really, it doesn't really matter, to be honest, getting that relation. But getting some nice prisoners, on the other hand, that sounds pretty nice to me. I have been attempting to just wait at Curor as much as I possibly can to try and procure as much iron as possible. But then I thought to myself, okay, that's probably not the best idea. So instead, I then decided to run around Vajir and Nord territory doing some very basic trade routes. So just checking every single village for raw silk in and around Rivercheg, and then taking that raw silk over to Wurcheg, and then buying salt at Wurcheg and taking that all the way down to Sargoth, and then going to Curor, checking the iron situation there, and if there's anything there, then of course buying it and taking it to Ravidin. And speaking of iron, I actually have a little bit of it. I haven't been able to drop it off just yet, but we're going to take a little bit of loot. As you can see, we are right here next to Boyar Doru. I have been accompanying him, literally just because I kind of want to help him out and see what's happening. And now whenever I see purple names, I'm like, oh, that's an enemy. Oh, no, it's not. It's not anymore, at the very least. So, yeah, not much has happened. Well, in my world, in my very small world, not much has happened, with the exception of the fact that the Rhodoks have taken Halmar from the Swadians. So they seem to be taking a bit of a bite out of the Swadians' new conquered lands, which I gotta say is pretty nice. And Kudan was taken back by the Khergits from the Swadians as well. So it seems like the Swadians are being beaten back quite considerably now, and we have to take solace in that fact, because if they become too powerful, then, you know, everything's going to go pretty badly if they're, you know, filling their garrisons with, I don't know, 50 Swadian knights or something like that. I mean, Swadian knights are not exactly the greatest at siege defense or siege attack. They're very good, don't get me wrong, they are very, very good, but they are no Nord Huskar, you know what I mean? So they're really not going to do the same kind of job that a Nord Huskar would do. But they are still going to be extremely difficult to dislodge from that position. Anyway, I'm actually wondering where Boyar Doru is going to go. He's going to try and take Alberk Castle, I assume? Is that what he's going to try and do? There's a bunch of Sea Raiders. I wouldn't mind fighting those Sea Raiders, to be honest. I have 7 prisoners. Okay, so he needs me to do a task. Okay, well, let's go off and do that then. Let's go and speak to him and see what he needs. Okay. Oh, this is not a fan favorite of mine. No, not at all. Right. Vajeg, where's that? Oh, dear. This is actually kind of risky for me. Alright, we're going to try it. But generally, I am not a big fan of these scouting missions. It seems like they're going off to... Where are they going off to? Are they going to just raid that village? If they just raid that village, that is not a very good use of their time, in my opinion. Or maybe they're going to... they're going to defend Wurcheg. Okay, that's kind of useful. But I still find it a bit weird that they are kind of telling me to go off like this. I think that it's much better if I come with them and actually help them out a little bit, but apparently not. You know, they don't really care about me, obviously. I'm just a mercenary, just some random mercenary. Yeah, anyway, we're going to spec Lezalit in a little bit of wound treatment. As I've said, I have been dying to have some wound treatment, and we'll just see. Yeah, he has 2 wound treatment now, so that's actually kind of good. That is going to be very, very useful for us. Going to try and get Jarl Diragun in a battle. No, he's too fast. He is too fast. And I don't even know whether I'm going to be able to even complete this quest in time, because it's going to take me quite a bit of time to get to each of the villages, and then it's going to take me even longer to get back to Boyar Doru himself. So we'll see how it goes. But there you go. I've scouted both of those relatively without incident, which I think is pretty nice. That's pretty good, you know. Not too bad, not too bad. But it is going to make things a bit difficult in the end. Ah, Mattchu, thank you very much for your history. Very good. Okay, so Albert Castle has now been besieged. Okay, so at least we know where it is, and our task has now been completed. Oh dear. Bad things are happening. Bad things are happening to the Vagiers. We are going to have to intercept. Oh, here we go. Valashin! Valashin, let's help him. Let's just wait until that guy goes in first, and then we'll help him. See, now that's the point. If you're playing as a mercenary, or in general, if you're playing as basically anything, you can be a liege or a vassal or whatever, you just have to... This is a kind of common sense sort of tip that I'm going to give you here. But basically, you never want to put yourself in a situation where you are going to be losing a majority of your units, your own units, unless it is the only other option to prevent something really, really bad from happening. And I'm talking about a catastrophic failure of defenses or whatever the case may be. You just really want to make sure that your army is as powerful and as intact as it can be, because if you're playing on this campaign AI setting, which you can see here is exactly the same, if you're playing on that campaign AI setting, or even if you're playing on the medium setting, then you probably want to, you probably want to have a bit of risk-reward kind of analysis when you're tackling these particular fights, because you really do not want to get into a fight where you're going to end up losing 90% of your army. And for what? You know, that's the point. You have to kind of weigh it up. So, like, for example, if you're going up against, I don't know, if you're going up against an enemy king, for example. So let's say you're going up against King Ragnar in my case, because he is, of course, the liege of the Nords, and it would be really, really good for us to, you know, try and take him prisoner. So if we go up against him, then yeah, it would definitely be a fantastic idea for us to take him prisoner. But as it stands, oh yeah, look at this. I'm actually giving this advice, but my units are not following it. Have you seen that? That is actually kind of crazy. But yeah, at least we have a decent amount of, well, ability to actually eliminate. Oh no! Oh, I might actually die. Oh, careful. Careful. Yeah, that was actually a bit too close for my liking. Yeah, we're fighting in the river. That's never a good idea either. I'm not even following my own advice, so how can you be expected to follow my advice if I'm not following it myself? Yeah, that's pretty bad, isn't it? That is pretty bad. Okay, so I'm actually going to tell my people to run away now, because we actually lost 6 units in this battle, which is really bad. And that's exactly my point. Running in just because your units, or just because your allies' units are in the fight, that you shouldn't really do that. You should just make sure that you're okay, you know? And as I say, don't do what I just did there and just, you know, don't charge in blindly. I thought that we'd actually run these guys down extremely easily, but it looks to me like the Vagiers are just not, they're just not very good at, well, staying alive as much as you would potentially want them to as an ally in the battle here. So that's kind of a shame. But yeah, anyway, as I say, you want to prioritize your own army's HP and try to prevent as many deaths on your side as possible, because the allied lords that you have are going to be able to get those forces back very quickly indeed. So we actually ended up losing 5 man-at-arms, which I've got to say is pretty awful, but Not a big deal. If we can take this guy prisoner, then that would be pretty good. Yeah, okay. Didn't manage to do that either. So that is a big fail. Big fail. Big L for me right there. Oh well, never mind. We're just going to take all of these prisoners. That's actually going to be pretty good because we'll be able to invest that in a Weaverian dye works. And where am I going to invest the next Weaverian dye works? Yes, that's the question you're asking. Well, you're going to see. You're going to see very, very soon where indeed I will be doing that. Otherwise, I am probably going to be... Am I going to be helping these guys? I don't know whether to help them or not, to be honest. Did we... yeah, they did defend Wercheg, which is actually very nice. Very good of them to do so. And I'm actually going to head over here because you never know. There might be a ransom broker or something like that, and that would be really, really useful. Oh yeah, and I did forget to mention in the previous episode about the ironworks. The initial starting cost of an ironworks is only 3,500, so the ability to repay that money really, really quickly just by investing about 300 if you have 3 stacks of iron per buying at Curo, so every few days. That's pretty good, in my opinion, because over time, the ironworks is going to be exponentially better at paying back money, because the dyeworks is going to earn you the same amount of cash as an ironworks that is being provided iron. So let's say, it gives you 500, and you're trading a little bit of iron as well with the dyeworks intact. So let's say you're trading iron as well, so you then gain another 300 or so. So let's say the dyeworks gives you 800, but then you're going to need to make 10,000 in profit to be able to actually see an actual profit from the dyeworks in comparison to the ironworks, which is only 3,500, and of course the amount of money over time of buying iron and supplying it. So theoretically, the ironworks is better in that respect. So that's actually pretty cool. I actually quite like that. Anyway, we're going to be selling these prisoners for a decent amount. As you can see, most enemies will sell for above 100, and now we have 12,600 dinars, which I very much like. Okay, so should we get some mercenary cavalry actually? There's only 2 of them for 1,000? Are you serious? No way. I'm not going to be getting you guys. Thank you very much. Going to level up some Swadian knights though. Get another couple of man-at-arms here. I'm actually going to put these Swadian footmen into the battle a little bit more so that they can level up maybe a bit quicker. Otherwise, we're just going to rest here for a little bit of time because we are still a bit injured. And otherwise, I'm actually kind of happy that we are going to be taking Albert Castle here because this is going to solidify our border along the Nord territory here. And in the future, we may very well be able to continue encroaching on them. And as I've said, oh, look at this. They're actually going straight on in there. And do I want to go in here? That is indeed a bit of an issue. I'm not entirely sure whether we should go in there. I'm at 71%. Now, here's the thing. Usually, if this was not an Ironman challenge, I'd go in here without a second thought. I would go in like no one's business, and we would just, approach the camp, join the next assault, and I would be perfectly happy with doing that. But as it stands, I'm going to be a little bit more careful about what's actually going on here. And I'm going to go in anyway like an absolutely dumb idiot. But we're going to... Yeah, you thought I was going to be careful? Oh, yeah, no. I'm not going to be careful. Not at least right away. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should just leave them to do this. The amount of emotions that I'm going through right now. It's like reckless abandon, caution. Reckless abandon, caution. Okay, yeah. No, yeah, it's probably a good idea to just tell everyone to charge in here. I've got to be really careful, These archers are still capable of doing some significant damage. I'm worried, actually. You know what? I'm actually just gonna, I'm just gonna go back. I'm just gonna go back because, let's face it, the Vagiers are gonna do much better than I am gonna give them. So basically, the Vagiers are gonna do much better just by auto-resolving, pretty much. I mean, you can see, look at this. If I stand outside here, thankfully we didn't lose any units, but if I stand outside here, And maybe just watch out for any vassals that come along. Maybe I'll be able to intercept them or something like that. But just look at how easily they are able to eliminate the garrison as it stands. Oh, hello. There's Jarl Erik. Hello. Hello there. Maybe you want to come over here and assist your friends. And I'm going to draw him in. You see that? I'm drawing him in. And now we're going to chase him because he's going the wrong way. Yes, he's going the wrong way. And there's another 1,500 dinars for us. He's not going to be able to run from us now. I don't think. We will be able to... Yeah, we were able to get him. Fantastic. Also, the Saronids are making a run at it, as you can see. The Saronids have taken Dirim from the Swadians, and we have taken Albert Castle from the Nords, which is really good. All right, so this guy was running away from us, and we've got 60 against 33. I think we should be okay. And this is generally what I should have done beforehand. I just really wanted to see a siege because it's been a while since I've actually been in a siege. But I suppose when we enter late game in this particular series, or should I say, if we enter the late game, it is going to be, well, Siege Fest 2019. It's literally going to be an absolute siege all the time. As I said in the previous episode in the text overlay, basically late game is just sieges, and that's it. You know, it's just absolutely crazy. Anyway, we're going to just tell my cavalry to follow me. We have 25 cavalry, 25 infantry, and 10 archers. Not a bad spread. Not a bad spread. And of course, we do have a pretty significant advantage over the opponent here. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to try and command my units. You know what I would really love to see in Mount and Blade? I'd love to see the ability to press M, get a battle map up, and an actual topographic map of the battlefield or something like that, and then be able to use that to order your units. I think that would be a really, really cool feature, but obviously that's just not, you know, that's not going to happen. Maybe it will happen in Bannerlord, I don't really know, but whatever the case, I am pretty happy with our charge in here. We are completely going to destroy the enemy in many ways. Unfortunately, some of our Swadian footmen were eliminated in the process, but that is okay because, well, that's just how it is, you know? That's just how it is. Can't expect to have 0 casualties every single time. However, the surgery skill did not work on 3 of these guys, which is kind of a shame. Anyway, we did lose 1 Nord warrior, 2 footmen, that's not too bad, and we did eliminate this guy. I was really hoping to take him prisoner, or to have the opportunity to take him prisoner at the very least. We're going to take this Vagia skirmisher because he will become a Vagia archer. I will not take the Vagia horseman though, because I do not have a garrison yet to place these guys in, and I would much rather recruit additional Swadians or additional Vagirs or something like that that can become useful units. No offense, Vagia horseman. Anyway, we're going to just take this, take that, there we go. And we do have a couple of vassals nearby, as you can see right here. And these guys are easily... Oh, whoa. Wait a minute. I was about to say something that I might indeed regret. And that something was, these guys are easy. Look at their compositions. They've got no people in their armies whatsoever. And then you look at them, and then you see their composition. And their composition is scary. It's actually kind of scary for such a small army. 15 Huskarls and 10 veterans in one of them, and 14 Huskarls and 15 veterans in another. What a beast that guy is. Anyway, we have taken Albert Castle. It has a very small garrison, as you can see. These guys appear to be running around together, which is good for them. No doubt. And I'm actually going to do something here. I'm going to try and head them off. Oh, King Yaraglek, what are you doing? Yeah, look, they're right there. They're right there, King Yaraglek. Get them. Ah, yeah, this is the kind of thing I mean. You know, if King Yaraglek was actually a little bit smarter, he would just literally charge into these guys right now, because I'm right here kind of blocking them off from an escape route. So even if they did want to retreat, it would be very difficult for them to do so. But unfortunately, he seems to have left me all alone, so I will just have to leave the whole thing as it is, and I guess we'll just go on to Curor and see if they have some additional iron. But there you go. That's I guess that's kind of it's kind of a problem. Oh, what is actually happening here? The Rhodoks are destroying the Swadians from the inside out. Wow, what a turn of events. You know what happened? Oh yeah, the Swadians overextended. They overextended pretty badly by attempting to take Halmar and Nara, and I believe they even attempted to take Kudan as well. Yes, they did. I seem to remember that. And because they extended so incredibly heavily into all these different territories, now they're being made to pay, and the Saronids are coming up, and they're being like, "Hey, so you took some stuff, I see. You took some stuff from the Khergits, our neighbors." And then the Saronids were like, "Okay, we're gonna take Dirham from you." And then the Rhodoks were like, "Okay, we're gonna take Praven." I can't believe it. That's amazing. Okay, some really crazy stuff going on right now, which is really, really cool. I love that kind of interaction between all of the different factions whenever they swap fiefs and whenever there's like a big battle going on somewhere. It's really, really cool to see who actually comes out on top just without any player interference. I think that's a really fascinating thing. Otherwise, we're going to buy some iron here. I've got 3 iron, got a whole bunch of salt. I'm actually going to sell the salt here because I can, and it's pretty decent amount of cash that we're going to gain from that. And otherwise, there's 600 dinas from that. And there's a ransom broker. Fantastic. I have some people to sell, thank you. So let's continue to sell a couple of people here too. And you know what I'm going to do? I am going to go down to Ravidin. That was obvious. But the other thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to head all the way down into Saranid territory. Ah, hello. There's Jarl Gunda right there. He has 10 Huskars. Might be a little bit tricky. Oh, never mind. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to help this guy out. How many... What does he have? Is it just my luck? It's just my luck, isn't it? Look at this guy. Yeah, there's... No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Boyar Bracha. You are going to... Oh, he's going to run away. Okay, that's actually good. So he ran away. There's no way I could have helped him. With my army at the moment, I mean, yeah, I've got some pretty significant cavalry forces, but that's basically it. And I'm not going to be able to really deal with as many warriors and veterans and Huskars that this guy had. And maybe if he had about 70 units, I might have considered it, maybe 80. But as it stands right now, nah, it's probably not going to work out too well, unfortunately. So yeah, we just had to kind of roll with it. All right, so at least we have done that. And what we're going to do now is, as I said, we're not at war against anyone else, right? I don't think I'm at war against anyone like the... Oh, whoa, okay, yeah, so something's going on here. Seems like Nara is going to get taken. And we're just going to move all the way down. We're going to go all the way down to Saranid territory. And I think you can guess what I'm going to do there. And this is exactly what we're going to do now. So, if you can't guess, we're currently in a Saranid town. And that town is Dacuba. And we are going to be buying a Weaverian Dye Works here. Yes. Alright, there you go. 560 dinars for this. We're going to do that. And there's a very good reason why I am coming all the way down to Saranid territory. Now, usually, what people are going to do, what are they going to do? When they have enough money, what are they going to do? They're going to build enterprises in their own faction. I've done that. I've done that in every single one. Wurcheg, Rivercheg, Kuror, and Ravidin. They all have enterprises in each one. For me, of course. And, well... What would normal people do? They're probably going to go, hey, I'm going to go to Sargoth, or, well, I can't do that right now because we're at war against them, but that's the point. If I were to go to Sargoth in peacetime and build an enterprise there, and then the Nords were to declare war against us, then I'm not going to get any profits from that particular enterprise for a very, very long time indeed, and that's going to be pretty bad. And the same thing if I were to do that with the Khergits. I'm not going to be able to earn that much money from something in Kudan, even though I could have easily gone to Kudan, bought a Weaverian Dye Works, and then started earning some cash from it. But the thing is that the Khanate is probably going to declare war at some point in the near future, because we are border buddies, we're border buddies. It's going to make war much, much easier. Whereas the Sarranids are very far down in the south, and they are usually not going to be declaring war against the Vaegirs. Of course, they have made some inroads over here at Dirim, which is a little bit worrying to me, and that might spur them on to declare war against the Vaegirs at some point, or the Vaegirs may even decide to declare war against the Sarranids so that they can take Dirim when it is at its weakest. So it is a bit of a risk there as well, but the general premise of this whole thing is to make it so that the war declaration is the least likely thing that can happen in this area. That's the main reason why I decided to come down here and buy something from these places. So otherwise, what we're going to do is I will attempt to now find a charger horse. I am going to go and go into Halmar, and I will attempt to find a charger horse. Pretty sure I can find a charger horse in Swadian territory. That's probably going to be the place that I will find it, but I'm going to check all of the marketplaces because the charger horse is going to be the next horse that I actually end up using. They should have it in Dirim, I think. I think they might have it in Dirim. Dirim seems like the place that they might have it. Otherwise, I'm just going to be very careful as well because you never know when there's going to be a Nord vassal somewhere around here. Maybe attempting to scout out how many units they have in Dirim's garrison. Let's actually have a look and see. They got 37 Mamluks. Yeah, 37 Mamluks, 26 Master Archers. They're going to be really hard to dislodge from there. And let's have a look. Yeah, we got war horses, but I'm not a big fan of the war horse. In general, I'd much rather have a charger of some kind. You know what I should really do as well? I should really check for some iron and things. Or maybe some... yeah, I should check for some spices in Khergit territory too. So maybe I should just go over to Khergit territory and buy some spices as it is. And... oh, I didn't even hand in the quest? Are you serious? I was so preoccupied with the siege that I didn't even hand in the quest, but as you can see, it just cancelled and it gave me the experience anyway because we technically did complete it. So that's actually really nice. Anyway, let's level up our agility, and I believe I was actually going to be speccing into shield. A couple of episodes ago, I did a little bit of theory crafting and I laid out my plans for the upcoming levels. That is something I'm not going to do. I'm not going to level up shield this time. Instead, I'm actually going to be leveling up riding skill. This is the main reason why I'm actually looking for a horse at the moment, and I'm looking for a charger horse, because the charger horse is going to be amazing. It's going to be so much better than our current horse because, well, I'll show you. Anyway, we're going to continue to be affiliated with the Vaegirs as a mercenary here, and I'm going to make my way down to Nara, and hopefully they'll have a charger. Yeah, they do have a charger, but it's a step charger, and that is not something I'm looking for at the moment. They are good though, don't get me wrong, they are good. They're just not as good as the charger horse that I'm looking for, and I highly doubt they're probably going to have anything for us in the Khergit territories, but they will have spices, and it will enable us to potentially... I've got to be a bit careful now because I'm unsure who we're actually at war against most of the time. But there's Swadia making peace with the Khergit Khanate as well, which is actually kind of amusing because they have literally just taken back all of their original towns with the exception of Halmar. But Halmar was taken by the Royals from the Swadians, so they're probably not going to get that back that soon. But oh my, oh yes, this, oh, hello. This is actually really, really nice. I'm just going to check to see. No, they don't have a charger horse here, so I'm just going to buy all of this. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to buy all of it because this spice is going to sell for about 800, 900 or something like that. So buying it for a pretty cheap price like that is good enough in my opinion. Let's buy some salt as well. I'm not going to buy all of it. As I said, the diminishing returns is starting to kick in pretty hardcore on that. There's a ransom broker. Yeah, no, not my thing. Thanks very much. Let's go to Ikemur, and we'll get some more spices. 550. I guess that's all right, right? I guess it's okay. Do they have a charger horse? Yeah, they have the step charger horse. It's a spirited one as well. That's pretty good, but it is very expensive. Oh, there's loads of ransom brokers all over the place. Okay, so I'm just gonna learn this poem here. I've actually been doing this every so often to try and get prepared for a potential courtship, because of course eventually we will want to marry someone somewhere, and it will be advantageous for us to have all of the poems available for us, and having them all prepared is a good idea. So, you know, speaking to bards and wandering skalds and so on and so forth in all of the taverns does make a pretty big difference in your preparation. Otherwise, we're going to sell some spice here. Anything else? No. I'm going to check the tavern for, as I say, wandering bards and so on and so forth. I think I missed a wandering bard in the previous town, so that's a bit of a shame, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. All right, so got to be a bit careful here. You never know when you can come across Nords. As you can see, we're still gaining a decent profit from these places, and Akuba is going to start giving us some wonderful profits from our weavery and dye works as well. Pretty lucky that I was in positive relation with the Lord there as well. So, yeah, kind of happy about that. Otherwise, there aren't any pieces of iron here, but I can sell the spice for a decent amount. These guys have step charges as well, which is kind of weird. And yeah, I guess I have to go like over to Suno or Praven or something like that to be able to get the actual charger horses. It's kind of a shame. All right, well, let's just see. Maybe they have some. They have a war horse and heavy step charger. Yeah, it's not really going to work for me. There's another 871 with spices. And I did go to Durham already. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my way over... Actually, you know what? I could probably sell my salt here for... Yeah, I could sell my salt here for a decent amount. Not too bad. And we should probably do that at Kuro as well. Then we're going to find... yeah, I have 66 out of 75. I could definitely use a couple more units, couldn't I? Okay, so let's level up intelligence for Deshavi, because we're going to be getting her some additional tracking, and then we will also get her some more iron flesh. Then I'll start leveling her power strike as well, because eventually she's going to, of course, be someone that can be good with both melee and bows, because we really don't want her to be that useless in melee. So otherwise, let's just go over here. Yeah, the salt's still selling pretty decently. Ah, look at that. We can buy some iron. That's kind of amusing. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to just take a brief stopover at these Swadian towns. Going to try and get some more Swadian units. Got to be careful about any Nords, because we're pretty close by to their territory right now. Yes, another 5. And I could do with another 5, please. I think I might be able to have another 5 or 4 in my army. That would be kind of nice. Another 2. Okay, I'll deal with that. That's fine. And now we can just recruit those, level those up and everything. And then we'll go and try and fight someone. Maybe. It really depends on if they are going to be doable. Because we've got to remember that we have recruits, and recruits are really not going to be useful at all. So we just have to be careful here. Jarl Turagor. I think I could probably take him. He's got only 47. But it, of course, depends on his composition. This guy has 20... Oh, no, he has 7. He has 7 Huskars. I might be able to take this guy, but he's got 101. He's got 19 veterans. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen then. But he is... Oh, they took back Albert Castle? It seems like the Nords took back Albert Castle, and Wercheg is actually under siege right now. Okay, I should probably go and... Oh, my. Hello, Jarl Haida. Come back here, please. Come back here. I would very much like to meet with you about potentially murdering you. Yes. Let us see. Gerlard is right in range, so he could technically turn around right now and assist his friend. But I don't... Oh, no, he's going to escape. We're both at 5.1. That is the travesty of the year right there. That was really... that was sad. That was really sad, wasn't it? Yes, that was absolutely awful. Okay, that's going to be it for this episode. I actually hoped that we'd be able to end the episode off with maybe taking someone prisoner, but yeah, I need that additional pathfinding, so Deshavi's going to have to get on that reasonably quickly. next level. I think she'll probably be able to do that. Otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.